KSL, all times change.
Last month, Dimension 5 watched a group of kids representing 18 different high schools from North Ogden to South Salt Lake dance and shout and play for crowds at Utah's Lagoon. This Showtime band, as it's called, is somewhat unique since it is not a typical marching band. These kids have been setting a musical theme for Lagoon since the resort became a theme park more than 4 years ago. This man, Greg Hansen, a graduate in music from the University of Michigan, is the band director. 4 months out of each year, he molds them into a musical frenzy that too often goes unnoticed. This last dimension, then, a look at how band frenzy, Showtime style, really works.
1, 2.
An author by the name of Sidney Smith once wrote, "All musical people seem to be happy. It is to them the engrossing pursuit, almost the only innocent and unpunished passion." This has got to be the motivation behind the Lagoon Show Band. At $3.25 a show, it certainly isn't the money. So the only thing left is the passion to perform. And that's exactly what keeps the gusto alive inside these high school musicians. Four months a year, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day, these kids move through the park playing and dancing in the heat of the summer sun, almost to the point of collapse. This is a very unique show band, and it runs counter to what is happening across the country. The trend for high school bands now is drum and bugle, a strict military style, a regimented form where each band member is made to conform to the group. But the Lagoon Band, apparently, is in a league all of its own.
From my knowledge, the Disneyland Band and Great America and some of the other really outstanding amusement parks, theme parks across the country don't have the same kind of a style as we do. They play the same kind of music. They march through the park and they have attractive uniforms, this kind of thing, but they don't do the choreography and they don't have the wild abandon, should we say, that we have. The thing that really makes the Lagoon Band unique is a concept that I developed in the band when we very first started, and that is that it is not a precision marching band. And it doesn't even pretend to be, and everybody is not doing exactly the same thing at exactly the same time. The thing that is unusual about it is that each person does the routine correctly. He plays his part as well as he can, but his own individuality is allowed to come through. And usually in a show band or a precision marching band, either kind, the individual is made to conform more to the group. And this is what is unique about the band. I think when people watch it, if you'd really stop and analyze what's different about it, you'd see that you start noticing individual people and you start being attracted to individual personalities rather than the band collectively. And I think that's part of the charm of it, but that is different. The thing that's unique is the choreography, the style of dance, and the kind of moves that they do. Everything that they do is designed specifically for the area here in Lagoon, and they're not a gridiron band for football games. They're not a parade band for street marching. They are strictly the Lagoon Show Band, and everything they do is designed to fit the atmosphere here at Lagoon. They really feed each other. And it's a really interesting thing to watch, because there are certain key people in the band who don't even know, I don't think, that they are as influential as they are, and the leadership kind of kids, and they keep things pretty well fired up, and we communicate with those kids a lot, and keep those particular leaders fired up, and consequently they keep the rest of the band going.
Two of those key people are the drum majors, each rotating for different shows to keep the choreography fresh and alive. And it's physical, a lot of movement and a lot of shouting.
Most people that watch the band don't come here specifically to see them. And so we feel like in order to hold the people's attention and to get a crowd and to turn on the crowd, we do as much physical movement and as much exaggeration musically and visually as we can.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then you got 4 bounces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the introduction from the top with whistles. Here we go. 2, 3 on the pickup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay?
Some of the physical things that they do are very, very difficult to do and keep playing at the same time. And that is just more or less left up to my judgment. And very often when I'm writing these routines, I will try the thing myself to find out if it is in fact possible to keep playing and to do what they have been asked to do.
Like this. You're going like this, which is a little, it's obscene what you're doing. We go back like that. Okay, everybody face left and get to position, and we'll do it.
Sometimes I will design something in a routine that just doesn't work very well, and when I have the band play it and try it at the same time, and it doesn't work, then we will regroup and try something else, so that we never do cross that line totally between good musicianship and good playing and too much physical activity that counteracts the music. I think the biggest thing is that they have a great time. The kids have a wonderful time together, first of all, and by the end of the season, these 60 kids are extremely close. They're very, very close bonds between them and really strong friendships. I think that's the biggest thing. I think the other thing is a pride in the fact that they are good and they know they're good. They are fine musicians, each one of these kids in their own right. They come from fine high school bands and they've had excellent instruction. They're good musicians and they're enthusiastic kids, and they are constantly trying to one-up each other. I can play better than you can. I can give more energy than you can, this kind of a thing.
As Lagoon ends its season each year, these kids return to their own high school bands, and Greg Hansen returns to his full-time job as director of the University of Utah Marching and Symphonic Bands. We'll be back in a moment.